Give me Detroit. I think they're gonna make it close. Again, depends on the defense, but I think they'll keep this game a lot closer than 7. So give me the Detroit Lions.
G-Money.
So last week I went over why the 49ers wouldn't cover, the issues that they have. Now I'm going to tell you why they will cover in this game. So everybody's looking at it, and they're going, well, Deebo Samuel, he's like 50-50. He'll play. My guess is there's probably going to be 10 offensive plays they designed for him. He's not going to play the whole game. He's not going to be starting. But there'll be a good 10, maybe 12 offensive plays they designed for him. Detroit, if they really want to try and beat the Niners, they're going to have to mix their defense up. They're going to have to play like a mixed zone man and get Brock Purdy to throw the ball where he thinks the receiver is open, but he's actually not. If they just play strict man or strict zone, that ain't going to work. And now on offense, their starting center, their starting left guard are both injured. They're not out, but they're injured. So my thought is they're going to try and run the ball, and actually San Francisco's very expensive D-line that has nothing but underperformed the whole season is actually going to step up. And once they shut the run down, it's going to force them to pass. That's when you're actually going to see Bosa and Young get their sacks. And what you're going to find out is Goff is who Goff is. It's the same player as he was with the Rams. You start rattling him, he's going to start throwing interceptions. You mean the Niners giving up the 7.
Preach, brother, preach.
I am going opposite. I am going with my brethren here. And I am taking the Lions in the 7 points. If you're giving me a whole touchdown with that offense to come within 7, I just can't. I mean, I really think they're going to win this game outright, to be honest. But I'm not going to take the money line, so I'm going to take the 7 points. But yeah, the 49ers have underperformed these past couple of weeks. If Deebo does not play, I really think the Lions are going to win this outright. If he does play, then it'll be very close. But I think the Lions are going to do this thing, man. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. It seems like it's just their year. I think they're going to come into that game ready to rumble. And I think Brock Purdy is going to struggle because he did not impress me against Green Bay. And really, this past few weeks, I don't know, he's just been kind of meh. Yeah, I'm taking the Lions in the 7 points here. So, G Smooth, what do you like?
Give me Frisco. They'll get it together somehow, whether with Deebo or without Deebo. With that 13th man, they're going to get it together at home. I don't see them losing this game to anyone, but they'll get it together. I think they'll win by larger than 7 points. They'll probably win by 14 or more. Don't be shocked if they win by 14 or more. So I'm going to go with Frisco.
All right, Malin.
And I want to say one thing to both games. Zebras, stay out of it. Don't be a factor in deciding who goes.
How bad is Kadarius Toney hurt you that you out here talking about the refs right now?
That's all I'm saying. Let the teams play.
He's so
Let them play. Let them play in Baltimore. Let them play out on the West Coast. Let them play.
I mean, I agree.
Don't throw these ticky-tack.
Right.
Ticky-tack flags, critical moments in the game. If you're going to throw them in the first half. second half,
Right.
let
That
them
don't
play.
make no sense.
Let them play.
I
if
would
you're gonna
be.
throw it in the first half, throw it.
Oh, well, yes,
you
but
gotta
I would
throw
be
it early.
shocked if both games escape
But
that. I feel
what
like
I-
at one of these games it's
What-
gonna be
But
something.
what I want to see though is if you're going to throw it in the first quarter, throw it in the fourth quarter.
Right, if it's that kind of a
Don't
game,
let
yeah,
it go for 2.5, 3 quarters, and then throw something.
right.
But if it's a
Like-
tic tac penalty, I mean, I don't understand. If there's going to be contact between the receiver and the
Just
Right.
let it be.
yeah, there's going to be some
consistent.
contact.
Just
now,
let it be consistent.
face mask, I get it, but
They
just,
miss those all the time.
yeah,
all
but-
the time.
But just me and you contact the shoulders and that
Right.
let that go. Let
Right
that
up the
go.
line. Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
That's football. So don't be the deciding factor on okay, this team gets penalized last minute of the game, and which caused the other team to get in field goal range.
I love-
I just
I
don't look at it that way.
love what the Chiefs do. Have you guys heard what the Chiefs do with their gloves?
No,
Their interior linemen and their receivers and everything, they match their gloves to the jersey of the opposing team. So I bet you,
So
you
you
watch
can't-
the game, you're gonna see a
I'll
bunch
be
of
looking for
people
that.
with some black
I will be looking for that.
because people do it against the Chiefs all the time too. Even Jason Kelsey talked about it in his podcast. He was like, everybody wears red gloves against us because they can't see the pull on the jersey with the glove.
Yeah.
And so I think that the Chiefs are going to get away with a couple things. I think it's just
Yeah.
hilarious. But I am going with Detroit on this game. 2 reasons. One,
Yes.
I'm petty, and I want Joe Biden to lay his head down and have his forehead hit the red button. And just go ahead and send
Wow.
Detroit anyways to the Super Bowl. But if they have to play the football game, then listen, we're talking 7 points.
Yes.
And how did San Francisco's offense look last week?
exactly.
It wasn't that great, right? When was the only other time San Francisco's offense didn't look that good during the 3-game stretch? Oh, was that when Deebo Samuel was hurt?
Right.
Oh my God, I think it was.
Well,
and so-
actually, Trent Williams, their all-pro left tackle, was out those 3 games
He was also
too.
hurt too.
So I think it was more the Trent Williams than the Debo thing.
I think we will see that it's
Because
gonna
they
be
run
more
to the
Debo.
left.
So it's gonna be more Debo. It's the passing game that I'm concerned with Brock Purdy. Because when he doesn't have, when he has 3 targets,
Right.
Samuel, Ayuk, Kittle,
Yeah.
Shanahan can scheme people open.
Right.
I'm not so much really
Right.
worried about the running game because I think McCaffrey's going to get his yard.
Yeah. Either way.
It's what happens when all of a sudden defenses can double team somebody. They don't have to leave everybody in
Right.
single coverage because you don't have your third weapon. And so we'll see if Debo can play and how honest he can keep them. I do think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But I do think that Detroit and Goff is better offense than Green Bay. I think they're more multi-dimensional. I think San Francisco's secondary has been suspect for the last 6 weeks, even though they've been winning a lot of games. Like, they're still a great team.
Yeah.
Like, if they end up winning that game, I'm not necessarily going to be shocked. But I'm picking a little bit with my head and my heart when I say Detroit because I really don't want San Francisco to go. But I just think that this might be, as a football fan, I want this to be the year
Yeah.
that we get some Detroit mania. And could you imagine a Super Bowl with Eminem and Taylor Swift? They already hate each other. That's
No straight in the
awesome.
middle.
I just want to say on that same note, how funny is it that the season opener was Detroit, Kansas City,
Yep.
and we were all like, "Why is the NFL
What
doing
are they
this?"
doing?
know.
And now
I know.
here
Such
we
a
are.
lame
the
ass
script.
game.